Don't let free speech go up in smoke, man.
The world's leading jailer, the United States of America.
I want to be a hippie god that gets no
I am as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Don't get out.
Buzzy Zipwak, let me ask you a question, if I may. Now, would you agree or disagree that Big Pharma out there, you know, is equivalent to modern-day sorcery? You know, in sorcery with all their prescriptions?
Could be, could be, could be.
You know, my thing is, I was trying to say here, is that I believe that America's hypnotized and that they've... Big Pharma's got everybody marching to their drum, and you know what that drum is? It's the war drum. That's right, folks. We're trying to stop people and start a revolution. All right? You're with the Department of Freedom, and you're here for a reason. Because you're caring enough to confront the issues. That's why we're here. Psilly Way-Out Willy. Yeah.
Buzzy Zipwak.
Yeah. Damn straight, folks. We're serious as a heart attack, and I think you know it by now. Man, if you've been with us this season, we've been talking about how you are a guinea pig and how there is genocide going on in this country.
Those murals are freaky, huh?
Ooh, yeah, those murals, man. If you were with us last week, you were checking out the Denver International Airport, that Masonic temple out there, and in the big hall, had all those murals. And Mr. Horowitz was telling you the breakdown of what it was all about. You can go online and probably check it out on YouTube if you missed it. But anyway, what we're here tonight, all right, Buzzy, is we're wrapping up this season, talking about all of these, you know, properties in our water, in our air, and
our food,
and everything in our homes, and geez, how are we going to detox ourselves from all this? Well, there is no problem in this world without a solution, people, because we have the solution inside of ourselves. The kingdom of heaven is within, people, let me tell you. Amen, Jesus, I'm here to testify. Woo! Now, what we got for you this week is we're going to show you death in the air, globalism, terrorism, toxic warfare. We're going to show you a small segment from this outstanding video put out by Dr. Leonard Horowitz. You know, he's got degrees from Taft University and Harvard University. Am I correct?
Yep.
You know, this man is serious at heart attack, folks, you know. Heard him speak on many different subjects. Don't agree with 100% with everything he said. But I got to tell you, what we're going to show you tonight, man, when he starts talking about, I got to tell you, people, Stanford Research Institute in conjunction with Kaiser Industries, make sure you pay attention because it's going to show you how the toxification of this country is tied in with Britain and the Vatican. You may think we're crazy, but guess what? It's time to stop bitching, start a revolution. Stop laughing when you hear truth that you may think will be a farce and not researched it. All right? Start researching the stuff yourself. Tell somebody about it, and they'll think you're a nut too. All right. Buzzy?
Hey, check it out.
Check it out, folks. Peace.
I've gone into already non-lethal warfare, so you know what that is. You know what the Russian biological cocktail is. In essence, MK Ultra and NK Naomi are intimately linked, although separate programs. This is MK Ultra, that's mind control and population control, including depopulation. That was the CIA's chief umbrella project over all of the others, including the entire book, Emerging Viruses, AIDS and Ebola, deals with the MK Naomi. That's strictly the biologicals. But interestingly enough, according to the government documents, all of the biologicals were a subordinate part of the mind control population control program. And what's vitally, vitally important when you understand non-lethal warfare is the central importance of psychological operations, or PSYOPs. Psychological operations, and C2W, that's command and control warfare. It was already known and determined long time ago, in order to perpetrate the type of genocide and depopulation, population management that we're talking about, you would have to have an extensive mainstream media propaganda campaign that would accompany it and virtually cover it. So that when you folks, for example, leave here tonight blessed with the truth, when you try to tell the truth to other people, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. And that is primarily because simply they have been heavily affected by PSYOPs and C2W, command and control warfare. Getting back to the presentation, Kaiser, old man King Kaiser, or the Kaiser Wilhelm of Germany, was known as a saber rattler, perceived as a warmonger, and he was crowned emperor in 1888 and died in 1941. Intimate links to the royal family of England, as well as Germany, and the Prussian families. Well, interesting that the Kaiser industries, Kaiser aluminum, are linked to the royal family. And so John Coleman's expertly documented book, again, you draw all the references, and here's where now we begin to understand what is going on with our country and with the world, but particularly affecting us and our families. Kaiser Industries was linked by Coleman to the Stanford Research Institute, the SRI, which was founded by the Tavistock Institute for Human Relations immediately following World War II, again. The Stanford Research Institute's initial purpose involved public relations campaigning and administration on behalf of the Committee of 300 and Queen Elizabeth II's ARCO Oil Company. That's the owner of Project HARP. That's the electromagnetic frequency devices up in Alaska, and apparently there's some in New York, and now I am advancing research that indicates there's one right here in Lake Pend Oreille. ARCO Oil Company, which desired to develop the royal family's Alaskan oil fields with the help of the Club of Rome, intimately linked to the Vatican as they are, member, and international diplomat Robert O. Anderson, who started the Aspen Institute think tank. As documented previously, HARP was constructed by ARCO and was linked to its European counterpart, ISCAT, whose website text was copyrighted of all things. Now, they removed this now. You can't find this anymore, but I published it and the exact document because it was so stunning. It pulled these disparate pieces together. It's copyrighted by Cold Spring Harbor Labs. I told you that was the first eugenics laboratory of the world. So suddenly now you've got Cold Springs Harbor Lab linked to the Rockefellers and the Human Genome Project linked to the electromagnetic frequency antenna. So this was pretty stunning. Now here you have, not far from Spokane, you have the Kaiser aluminum plant. And when you do the research on Kaiser aluminum, what you find is that they are a subsidiary of Maxim, M-A-X-X-A-M. Now, isn't that an interesting name? A double X. Not that many things have X's like that in it, such as Exxon. The aluminum oxide usage for atmospheric spraying devices to help facilitate weather modification, and likely HARP is likely connected to the aluminum oxide. Why? It was William Thomas and Cliff Carnicom in the United States who first determined and then found the Hughes Corporation patent on the aluminum oxide spraying through the chemtrails, so that when you see those jets go by and they leave this plume of white stuff, and if the white stuff doesn't disintegrate and totally disappear within, let's say, 2 or 3 minutes, and you follow it, you suddenly realize it's spreading. After 45 minutes, it's way out. After about 3 hours, it's virtually obscured the previously beautiful blue sky with a gray haze. Suddenly now you're looking at not a contrail, which is simply water vapor. You're looking at a chemtrail, likely with the aluminum oxide, because when you read the patent that we've reprinted in the book, Death in the Air, you realize it's precisely what is happening. What you're looking at is a aluminum oxide plume that has been sprayed according to the patent to reduce global warming. Essentially what they said is if you laid this stuff out, it would reduce the global warming effect, it would attenuate the solar radiation, and ultimately that's what they say it's about. Now, you also get high levels of seawater. I told you there was aluminum in the seawater linked to numerous cases of neurotoxicity, and the synthetic jellyfish and the Adventus plant there. I mean, there's a lot of fishy stuff going on. with regard to aluminum.